Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes only and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murder of Tony Argon. Argon was fatally shot Saturday, March 5th in the 4300 block of South Ascot Avenue in the Central-Alameda area of LA, according to county coroner records. Rafael Alejandro Perez was subsequently arrested and charged with the murder. The following is the evidence at trial. At about 8:25 p.m. on March 5, 2011, 18-year-old Tony Aragon left his LA residence on foot to go to a party. According to his mother, he was a Barrio Mojado or BMS gang member. In front of his residence, he met a female friend and walked to a nearby Moses mini market on Ascot and Vernon Avenues. As Aragon was crossing the street in front of the market, another youth approached him in the crosswalk from the direction of the market. Aragon pushed his female friend to the side and put his fist up. The approaching youth was a defendant, Rafael Perez, a rival Niños Sureños or NSU gang member. The defendant took a handgun out of his pocket and said NSU and continued to walk in Aragon's direction. The defendant shot at Aragon 5 times, then fled. Aragon was wounded and ran southbound on Ascot about 50 yards, then fell to the ground. Aragon lay there until assistance arrived. The victim was transported to the hospital where he died. At trial, a deputy medical examiner testified the cause of death was multiple gunshot wounds, one to the right shoulder and upper arm, and another to the torso, head, and neck. LAPD Detective Thomas Brown and his partner, Dan Gersna, responded after the shooting. In the intersection where the shooting occurred, Officer Brown observed 9mm shell casings in the north crosswalk. In the west crosswalk, a steak knife was laying on the ground. 50 yards away, where Aragon had fallen, there was blood on the roadway. Following Aragon's shooting, Officers Brown and Gersna interviewed the defendant. Prior to the interview, the defendant was advised of and waived his Miranda rights. After 3 hours of denying any involvement in the shooting, the defendant admitted he went to the market for a blunt to smoke marijuana. He saw a woman outside the market and asked for her telephone number. He claimed that while he was, quote, picking up the girl's number, some fools popped up behind him and asked him where you from. He ignored him, but Aragon came up real hard challenging him. The defendant had a firearm, and he was aware that one of his homies had been shot earlier in the gang shooting. The defendant claimed he didn't know who Aragon was, but he still took it out on him. He shot Aragon with his 9mm handgun. The defendant added that when he pulled out his firearm, he said NSU, and Aragon froze. Aragon never claimed his neighborhood. Then the victim reached for his pocket, causing the defendant to believe Aragon was armed with a firearm or a knife. The defendant got scared and shot to scare off Aragon. He claimed he didn't want to kill Aragon. He shot only when he saw Aragon reach for an item he believed was a chrome pistol. Following the trial, the jury convicted Rafael Alejandro Perez of second-degree murder, including a gun and gang enhancement. The trial court sentenced the defendant to 40 years to life, consisting of 15 years to life for the second-degree murder and 25 years to life for the gun and gang enhancements. Tony Aragon was 18 years old at the time of death.